In case you needed the reminder today, everything is going to be okay. I know that a lot is going on in the world, but in this moment in time, right here, right now, I am here with you. Pause, take a second, take a deep breath with me. Let's do it right now. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. The problem is, you're getting overloaded with all this information out there. You're being bombarded left and right with what is going on in the world, and I know staying connected is important. It's important to stay informed, but sometimes it gets too much, and we're only human. You need to learn to take care of yourself, honey. Because if you burn out, if you lose yourself to everything, all the negativity, all the negative energy that's surrounding us, then how are you going to be there to help other people? How are you going to be there to actually make a change? I think it's important to realize that there is a collective attack right now. It is literally their strategy to bombard us with information, negative news after negative news, to perpetuate a certain cycle and cause us to be unwilling to fight back. And this is where it gets real, because you do not want to be caught up in that. You, whoever's watching this, need to realize that this is just a tactic that's been used, and it's not new. It's been used for centuries to cause the masses to be deflated, to lose hope, to lose their sense of collective action, of people's individual power to change the world, to increase the frequency that everyone is vibrating on, to dampen our spirits so that we are not willing to fight back against a fascist regime, against a dictatorship, against the powers that be who run the world for their own personal gain, and we are just pawns, chess pieces in the middle of it. So, I want you to stop getting so looped in to these rabbit holes that you begin to lose your sense of optimism, your sense of joy. If you start feeling overly pessimistic, cynical, and you feel like nothing matters anymore, this is how they get you. You need to stop right now. You need to go outside, touch grass, take a breather, and do something that you enjoy. Read a book, paint, watch a TV show, spoil yourself, get a sweet treat, and literally anything. You need to not distract, but you need to put space between you and the information you're consuming and get back to it in a way where you're not overwhelmed. You need to be strategic with your own energy, because these forces are trying to drain you, and you need to cleanse yourself. Literally, you need to cleanse any negative energy that is surrounding you and causing you to feel this way, because it is not your fault. And I think you need to hear this again. It is not your fault. If you think you're the one causing you to be depressed, anxious, cynical, if you think that it is all your fault and something is wrong with you, I'm telling you right now, nothing is wrong with you. You are perfectly okay. This is just the world we are living in. And I'm not saying that for some of you, you should not be seeking clinical help. I think, especially if it gets to a certain point, you should, because those are also valid treatments. You know, therapy, visiting a psychologist, seeing if you have some kind of, you know, situation where you need help. Especially if you're like some kind of neurodivergent, if you're on the spectrum. I'm not dismissing any of that. I'm just saying, if you feel like you've been overtly depressed and anxious now with everything going on and it's your fault because you're not able to escape it, it is not your fault. But it is your fault if you choose not to do anything about it. Okay? So it is not your fault that the world is this way, but it is your choice what you get to do now. It is your choice to keep staying in this cycle of despair. And it is your choice to not try, to not give yourself a chance to get better and do better, not just for yourself, but for the people you care about and for the people you love. So, we are in this together. I want you to know that everything is going to be okay. And also, I just want to remind you that the news is not always accurate. They sensationalize these things. They sensationalize these headlines because they want the most clicks. They want the most views. They want the most drama. They want people talking about it. But if you actually read the reports behind some of these headlines, if you actually do your research, you realize things are not as bad as they seem. And that is the other point I wanted to come to, is that their tactic to spread this misinformation is exactly what it is. It's misinformation, and it's inflating a problem that is not that big to start with. Because they want you, again, to feel powerless. But go read these headlines sometimes. If you see something where you're like, this is too insane, what is this world that we're living in? Second guess yourself. Second guess the person who's talking about it, because they just want views. They just want clicks. They just want reactions. You know, like our current president. He doesn't have as much power as he's making it seem to be. Everything that's happening right now, everything he's saying, is just a last flailing attempt to consolidate power and control because he knows that he's going to be losing. Because almost 70 to 80% of the things he's tried to pass have not passed the courts. They have not allowed it to happen. But that's not something people are talking about because that's not a sensational headline. That is not entertaining enough. And you have to realize that even the news these days, a lot of it is not objective. It is being used for a purpose. So, take care of yourselves, do things you enjoy, and lean on your friends for support. Lean on other people because I know, I'm guilty of this too. A lot of times we think we can handle things ourselves. A lot of times we're like, we are just going to tough through this like we've done before. We're just going to push through until things get better. But that is not what humans are meant to do. We are meant to be connecting with people around us. We are literally meant to vent our sorrows, our angers, and frustrations so that other people can help us heal. Other people are there to support us when we feel like we want to let go, when we just want to relax or wait. They're there to hold us up. Because you know you would do the same thing for your friends. So why are you assuming they wouldn't be there for you? Why are you assuming that they wouldn't want to support you and that they don't care about you? And even if you feel like you're someone who doesn't have anyone, who doesn't feel like they have a support system behind their back, just know you will find someone. There is likely someone in your support system that you don't even realize is there for you, and you're just blindsided to the fact because you don't believe anyone would care about you. But also, if you truly feel like that's the case, people like me are here. That's the positive power of the internet, you know? You can find communities. You can find sources of joy until the time comes or you feel really supported by the people, you feel like you have a good support group. So hang in there. It's going to get better. Again, I know I've said this multiple times, but I think we just need to hear it. Things will get better. The world can be a good place. It is filled with good people. I know it's not a popular thing to say. The popular thing is negativity. But that's not what we want. That is not what we deserve. That is not the future the kids growing up right now deserve. That is not the future that we're going to fight for, because the only choice right now is to have optimism. Relentless, reckless optimism, almost, to be honest. Because the other choice is not even an option. It's not even a choice to fall into negativity and despair, because that never leads to anything good. That never leads to true societal change. And you need to take care of yourself before you burn out, to actually see the fruits of your labor and the fruits of other people's labor, and before you fulfill the life you're meant to live. So I hope everyone out there stays safe, be kind to one another, be sure to, be an activist in ways you can. And I know not everyone can go out and actually join a rally or join a march, but, give back with your money, your time, whatever it is. But also be smart with the way you use your time. Don't overload yourself in the negative news cycle, in this misinformation cycle, and stay positive, because that is the way you're able to go out and perform. That is the way you're able to do some form of activism, is if you stay positive and you take care of yourself first. Take care of yourself first before you even worry about taking care of others. Because that is the way you don't burn out and you can keep going. I love you. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week. Again, everything is going to be okay. Whatever you're going through right now will get better. I promise you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Love you.